I guess we made it back to another show. Oh, Mitch, look at you. You went back to your old camera? Is that the sitch?
No, this is
Oh,
new.
look
That's
at
why
you
I
zoomed
zoomed.
in.
Zoom
I
in a little bit.
zoomed as soon as
Cool.
Zoom zoomed me out.
I got you.
I don't.
To the 100 Millionaires Podcast. My name is Walter Murillo. I'm hanging out with Mitch and Michael Shine. Mike, bring us in.
All right, Walter. Massive income from passive income.
I feel like I should have said Mitch Jorsky. I was just saying your name, and I don't want it to imply that it's Mitch and Michael Shine. They're not a couple.
We're not brothers.
Brother from another mother.
So, Mitch, how do we do it? How do we get that massive income from passive income?
Oh, you apparently have to organize a name for yourself and your business and your brand and your avatar, and then collect, because no product is bigger than your own brand.
Nope.
As Chad Ochocinco just said the other day, watching an epic interview from him yesterday.
It's funny. I was telling this to agents for years. They're like, oh, what brokerage should I go to? Which one's going to bring me the most business? None. You are the business. It's your job to go promote you. So what you just said is kind of like right in line, which is funny because I think you just let your real estate license lapse, didn't you?
At this point, it's been like a year and a half.
You're like, I don't.
It wasn't on purpose. There was a miscommunication between me and the state on what education continuing ed needed to be done. And clearly, I'm always going to lose that battle because I hold none of the power. So crypto was popping off back then. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this fight. I'm busy making money in crypto. So now if it happened, maybe I'd spend some time on it because, crypto's a little quiet and we're just in, the collection right now. DCA.
Dollar cost average. Yup. It's I just got off the phone with a multimillionaire, and he was talking about real estate. And you guys, well, Mike, you know him, Brian. So he was talking about real estate and how real estate the next 7 years, he's like, it looks boring.
Yes.
It's like we're at the top. There's a good chance that there'll be a drop. And there's a good chance that even if there isn't a drop, there'll just be sideways action for years. And I was talking to one of my students this morning. I was talking to Greg, and Greg's paid a lot to get this, to go buy a bunch of real estate. And the conversation with him this morning was exactly what Vinny told me yesterday. He's like, take it easy. go slow and look for something. Like, it's got to be something amazing. Like,
you got
not to match billionaires, but the billionaire that I got to meet a couple of weeks ago was one that said same thing. Sort of going sideways, and you'd be, because if you do private lending, then you can
you got cash flow.
No, you can underwrite. So no matter what the market is, you can just tighten up or loosen up your underwriting. And if you do that, then you can go the next 7 years doing whatever you do, but you're making what, 12%, and 4 points is pretty much market right now.
This goes right back to what I've been saying, picks and shovels. Right.
Right.
We're at the top of the market. Everybody's trying to do a gold rush. The gold is out of the ground now, and everybody's still trying to, go get it. And it's like, well, what do you sell? Picks and shovels, right? That's who got
Levi's jeans.
Sell the money. Yeah, Levi's jeans. That's right. Sell the money. Sell the transaction itself. I think realtors have a great opportunity, to be doing the transactions. I think lenders have a great opportunity to be doing the lending, but investors, you've got to go for cash flow. It's truly like, this is not an appreciation market. This is not a market that you flip in. The only time you can do flips is if you're one of those really good investors who's getting things at a discount, like really following the process of real estate investing, solving problems for people who are in desperate situations.
Value add opportunities.
You can't buy shit on MLS and think it's going to work.
No, you got to find value add opportunities, and generally off market. And even with the rental properties, I mean, the one I'm on the contract now, there's some value add, but honestly, there's not a ton. Like, it honestly doesn't excite me, but I'm like, you know what? I acquire a chunk of units, they'll cash flow, solid, and it is what it is. But there was
actually the one you're buying right now, Mitch. That is a value add. Did you get that on market or off market?
It started off market, then it got listed, then it was off market, and then it got listed again. And then what happened was it ended up being purchased pretty much as if it was off market. I mean, now the seller has to pay a realtor, but literally we're buying it for the same amount of money that essentially was being offered when it was off market. But they didn't want to come to,
you're not paying the market price. You're not paying what it was on the market for.
Not even close.
Not even close.
And here's the thing though, like, I'm not going to say like, I'm overpaying, because I'm not, but like, I wanted it for even less than I got it for, because like my goal is to have enough value add where I can cash out refi. But with the commercial stuff, you have 70% loan to value instead of 75, and that makes a difference. So because of that, I'm basically going to end up having some money in it. It's not going to be a ton of money, but here's what's crazy. Like, that money is going to cash flow, probably about 20%. But obviously I'm splitting things with my partner. So I'm going to get roughly like a 10, maybe 12% cash on cash return. And here's what's messed up. It doesn't excite me at all.
No, because it goes back to lending. I can get 12% on lending, like
right, and be able to recycle that money out. Like, I know I'm getting that money 12 months from now, or the fact that I can, or I can go in crypto as well. Like, I can put an HBD and get 20%. And that's completely like 3.5 day liquidity.
I have a REIT right now. I won't say the name because I don't want to give any advice, but like, I got a REIT right now. It's paying 16% dividend.
Which does not suck at all.
It's a mortgage-backed REIT. It's paying 16% dividends. I've been in this REIT for years and years.
I'm not going to lie. That actually hits my threshold. If I can get 15 or better, I'm in.
Right. So like, and it's actually up now. The price is down, so my dividend yield is up.
Well, what's great too is it's also liquid.
I'm like, finally.
I feel like we just went back to where we first started.
Right, yeah. REITs.
When the three of us started, Walter was talking about REITs and dividend return. Wow.
It should be part of your portfolio.
Mike, you were talking about lending?
Yeah, exactly.
And Mitch, you're talking about crypto.
If you can get 15%, right? Think about this. And a REIT is completely liquid. You could literally like go.
I close it out any moment.
I can sell that stock.
Yep.
As soon as the market opens Monday morning.
Yep. I can borrow against it. I could take margin against it. Like, I can buy other things.
So
Mike's the king of margin, right?
You gotta send me the ticker. You gotta send me the ticker for that one. I gotta check it out.
I learned on margin issue. No margin.
No, I think I told you I have the goal to get back up to the net worth I had before, but with no margin.
With no margin.
It's gonna be.
Love it.
It's come. I see it coming. It's in the vortex. It's already on its way. Actually, it's already started to.
Yeah, I think 2023 needs to be a grow the net worth year for me personally as well. Too much, a little bit of sideways action recently, and I'm not gonna really get into the reasons for that, but not enough focus on the cat and too much focus on all the other people.
Yeah, you gotta focus on the people who will help you out, right? Like, spend some time with the people who are helping you out, which is why I'm so thankful you're gonna take over the AlchemistNation podcast.
You got to grow together. Right?
That's right.
We all win.
So cool.
Grow together.
It is interesting because we focused more on business these last 2 years. Ron and I have been net sellers on our real estate. We've been selling stuff every year, just dropping some portfolio size. And we've been focused on the business. And I looked at my net worth last week, and my businesses outweigh my real estate equity by 2 times.
Wow, that's awesome.
It's the businesses are 2 times bigger valuation wise than the real estate, and we still own quite a bit of real estate. We're still selling, but it's just very interesting because they also cash flow way better, like just way better. And although I love my real estate, I always felt good about owning. I always felt good with my tenants and what I'm doing, but like the businesses feel like there's a larger stretch of impact on all of them. Like every single one of them feels like it's impacting in like a really powerful way, and like people want it. Whereas, I mean, tenants love my units, but they would leave me in a heartbeat. like I know if somebody offers that unit a little cheaper, they're going.
I think for me, it's been this last 6 months has been eye-opening in that I found new ways to get cash flow that I never saw before. So I love my real estate, and I don't really want to sell any of it, but it's nice to be stacking cash like I never did before. I swear to God, I never saw it, never thought about it, but like even that, like you said, business, the car wash, which still hasn't closed, but it is closing.
Coming soon. Contracts count.
Coming soon, yeah. but that's going to be a nice cash flow and appreciation play. Excited.
Yeah, I was talking to Ron, like because Ron told me this. He said you need to start teaching this investment strategy. What you're doing right now, he's like, this is something you need to teach. And he's like, does anybody else do this? And when I say what this strategy is, you guys are gonna laugh because you're like, there's nothing complex about it. But he's like, this sounds amazing. Who else teaches it? Like, who else actually applies this that you have examples of, right?
Wait, is it infinite banking?
It's just the barbell theory, dude. It's all it is 1 quarter, like 25% real estate, 25% business, 25% lent, like lending, and then 25% cash. And like, it's a boring portfolio, but it is exactly how I want to be. Like, because it cash flows so well. The real estate doesn't cash flow as strong as the business cash flows, like for sure. And the lending doesn't cash flow the way the business cash flows. But like, if you look at it, lending is in the middle, real estate is, lower cash flow, and then the businesses are just pumping out cash flow. But because we're in tech businesses, they're blowing up our equity. Like, our net worth is exploding because of the tech businesses. Like, the lending doesn't change our equity. Like, what we put in stays the same. And I'm fine with that. It's got to be a percentage of the portfolio, 25%. But as the tech company is exploding, like its valuation, we're seeing like a swing on how much that 25% is just becoming way more. Like I was telling you, it's double what our real estate is right now.
Amazing. That's amazing. I guess for mine, the other thing, it is like what's old is new, because I really went away from lending, and
that was how we met. Well, it's not how we met, but that's how we first really started partnering on stuff was you lending.
But I have two prongs. Like, one is my IRA, and then I was telling Mitch I got another working on a line of credit that'll be ready in like 6 months. That'll be
like a HELOC, right? Like you're doing the HELOC plus the 401k.
I will acquire another property in about 6 months.
It's not on my personal house.
4
but
points.
So it's
Mike charges 4 points.
But I'm also, besides the bank,
Elliot doesn't even charge that much.
I have another. I'm not gonna charge you that much, Mitch. No way.
Mike, you could get it. I think you could get it.
Friends and family discount.
Family discount.
He's got to generate income, Mitch. Organize and collect, bro. What are you saying, Mike?
Mike, that's what you're doing. You're organized. Like, what everyone I feel like might be missing here is like, there's a time to be super focused on like 1 or 2 assets, and then there's a time to diversify. Like, Mike's in a position where he should be diversified, and he can be diversified, and he's got substantial investment in all these different buckets, and he can do the barbell to full effect, right? And then there's times where it's like, all right, I need to build the capital, and you're like, you have one great idea and you're going all in on it. But once that works, then, and he's done that with like Tesla. Like, he was all in on Tesla. It made a shitload of money, and he's like, all right, now let me start delevering Tesla.
He bought some real estate with that.
Exactly.
Tesla, then paid some things off.
Yeah. So,
bought some real estate, but I think my new one is going to be the private lending, like
lending. Yeah.
Like, that's going to be.
That's what we're going right now too.
I mean, Alchemist title is its own animal with, but I
coming soon.
Already
in existence.
I see the lending business being its own business, and like significant, because I was talking to that guy who I told you he's a billionaire, and he started in 2011, and he is super, super successful just doing private lending. He was the one who said 14 and 4 were the points. Because, right now, what's the interest rates have gone way up. We were doing like 12 and 2 back when it was.
We were doing 12 and 2 and interest rates were 4%.
Yeah. So now interest rates are like 8% or whatever.
Surprisingly, some people are still doing 12 and 2. We'll see how long it lasts.
I know.
I know it's out there, but it's.
I'm going to arbitrage.
Condition of the market.
On hard money. Borrow at 12, lend at 14. That'd be. I want to talk about taking some risk.
Look, that's the game right now. Like, interest rates are up, but hard money is not supposed to stay down. I mean, the only reason it stayed low is because too much competition in the market. There is a ton of money out there. But you're right, Mitch. I do want to point out that you are right, that if you have no money, if you're starting from nothing, then you should be not diversified. Don't listen to my barbell theory. Don't listen to this diversification strategy. This strategy is only for millionaires. It truly is. If you're not a millionaire, don't diversify. But like, to get to millionaire status, you got to focus. Like Mitch just said, like put all your eggs in one basket, guard that basket, protect it, grow it, focus on it. But
Yeah, I wanted to just to finish this thought. So this
yeah, the
guy was
lending side,
talking in a mastermind, and I talked to him afterwards. Super, super available with his time. Really nice guy, but has a family, 2 sons, and they're billionaires. Okay.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, I'm a little embarrassed talking to you because I only have like 90 units, And he's like,
I'm
well,
not a
ask them.
billionaire, so don't judge me.
Yeah. He was like, he says, yeah, well, ask me how many units I own right now. And I'm like, how many units? He's like, 0. He owns 0. He sold everything in January of 2022. Everything he had, January 2022.
Out.
He was the one who said to me, do the private lending. I told him I'd done it a teeny bit before. He said, do the private lending, and that way you can de-risk by doing proper underwriting. And yeah, so I just wanted you, if people who are listening, I want them to be aware that people who have plenty of money are not necessarily jumping into new real estate right now.
Most of my very successful friends are selling their real estate. The guys who've been through the cycle before are selling a large portion of their real estate, not selling everything. They're keeping their jewels, their gems, but they're selling a large majority. We've been net sellers for years. Most of my syndication friends have been selling for years, net sellers for the last 2-3 years. And like you're right. Like lending right now to me is the easiest way. And as long as your underwriting is good, as long as you're paying attention to what the market risk is and you adjust accordingly. Hey, okay, like there's more risk, I'm charging more. There's less risk, I'll charge a little less. As long as your underwriting is really strong, then you can do very well selling the picks and shovels, right? As people are investing in real estate, sell the picks and shovels. That's the money. Put the money on the street, lend it. That is Ron and I's focus this year, is just lending, just operating in that lending space. It's where we're very good at. So like you too, Mike, getting back into it this is the time to do it. Every one of us knows how to evaluate deals. So if I wouldn't do the deal, I'm not going to lend on the deal.
Right.
Indeed.
Right. That's a great point. And also, what people don't see on this is if you're on Walter, your call for the realtors to work with real estate investors.
Working with investors. Yep.
You were showing that chart that shows that we're still in euphoria.
Yep.
So if you were able to stack cash, and then when it goes down into that's when you should be able to buy everything. Exactly.
We're going to buy everything. It's one of the reasons we're building Alchemist Nation the way we are. We're being very cautious with the education, saying, look, this is how you evaluate a deal. This is where you invest. But right now, focus on a business, right? We're talking about increasing income and passive income, but we're giving them the skills of how to invest in real estate, like building their networks, like connecting with the people, because I don't believe now is the time. Now, if a great deal comes up, how are you going to know? You're in the market, you're paying attention. So that's the only way to know what the market does. That's why we're teaching it. And occasionally we do have.
There are always good deals. Like even what Mitch was telling us, we're sitting here saying, don't get into deals, but one of the 3 of us is getting into a great deal. So it's not, if you're finding something well below market, that's, there are people who got very rich during the Depression.
I got stories of dozens of community members who are buying real estate right now, amazing deals that I've helped underwrite, or Mitch has helped underwrite, or we've looked at. So I know that there are deals. It's just not everybody's got to find them right now. It's not as obvious or as easy. And so, stack cash, focus on that. But yeah, lending, business, real estate, that's the triple threat.
Technically, yeah, you can make money.
Cash is a position, right? People forget about it, Mitch. Cash is a position.
Right.
You can make money in any market. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of opportunity. There's real estate deals in any market. It's just is there one deal or is there 10 deals, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you should not invest. If real estate's what you do, it doesn't mean you should stop investing. It just means you got to find deals, and it's going to be harder. And it has been harder. I've been searching for deals where I can, basically have no money in them at the end of the day, straight burr strategy, and it's getting tougher. And, it's all right, am I willing to lock up any money in a deal? And if so, what's that cash on cash return look like? And it's got to be, somewhat tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why a lot of investors are getting their licenses now. You see a lot of investors who previously focused heavily on investing, shifting back into agency or recruiting agents to their brokerages that they kind of put to the sidelines. Like now they're just like, oh, you know what, let's go focus on this brokerage for a little while because the deals have slowed down. It's not as easy. There's more risk in the market. We're risk off. And the other thing is this time in the market creates, you're right, like a tremendous opportunity. The more millionaires will be built in a recession than any other time. And it's going to be the people who had cash sitting on the sidelines, who had the network and the relationships. Like
he's not my billionaire, but I got to see
my
him speak.
billionaire friend.
He said, such a nice guy. And really the cool thing, just to change a little bit, the cool thing, his focus is not so much the money, it's the family. And he really emphasized the way he spends time with his kids because he was an executive and he was never home. Yeah. And he said something's got to change. And now he has like a family office and a family business. And the kids, they spend a lot of time with him and the grandkids and all that kind of stuff. But he was buying in Las Vegas when it crashed. So they were buying single family
Vegas
houses.
In a crash. It
single
gets
family
destroyed.
House, yeah. Single family houses at 60 grand a piece.
Yep.
60 grand a piece. So that's where they just snapped them up one after the other and then sold them for like 340, 350. I mean,
yeah, so they just sold them recently then because
even
4 years ago, those single families were 250.
Yeah.
Now is you're seeing them at 350, 400, but those Vegas took a long time to recover. It took a long time to recover. It dropped fast and it took forever to come back. But it came back strong.
Grant Cardone, same way. He everybody was running away from California, which is kind of funny because you hear everybody running away from California now. And he went into San Diego and bought everything and same thing. And now he's flying around on a 10X jet. So. Something to be said for stack a bunch of cash, make the relationships, learn how to do this stuff, and then be ready to pounce. You know?
The only way you're going to be ready to pounce is if you're in the market, if you're in the networks, if you got the people, if you got the resources, if the market turns and you're like, oh my God, like now I'm going to learn, like you are 2 years behind.
Not financial advice. That's what we said when we first started.
Yeah, not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Do your own research. Holy shit. Yeah.
Nope. So I got to jump. I got to go prep for Be the Bank. Where we're talking about.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there.
So tonight I will be talking about real estate investing, evaluating deals. So I'll be using a multifamily calc, Mitch. It won't be the scaredy cat calculator. I'll be using the multifamily one.
That is all good.
I'd like to convince you to get a multifamily calc on your website, or we got to build one just on AlchemistNation. That's on the vortex. We know we got to go do it.
That GPT do that for you? I mean, will it build a calculator?
I could probably upload the Excel spreadsheet. I have no idea because calculators are built on Excel. You got to build them there, and then you can upload them to the web.
Even if it could create code for it, you still need someone to implement it.
Yeah, you'd still need somebody to go and plug it into WordPress, the plugin, the form builder, whatever.
There's all different ones.
Just for fun, the other day I was looking up a 4x compounding calculator.
Yeah,
and just go in there.
Oh boy!
Just Google it and just put in, say start with like 300K. Say. But I didn't even put daily compounding. I put weekly because I don't know how you calculate the other, Saturday and Sunday. See what I'm saying?
Did you know I have a calculator, compound interest calculator right on my website, man?
There you go.
Yeah, but you should get this is a 4X one, so it's different because you can do.
This is a compound interest calculator. Let's go. 50,000.
Compounds is compounds.
We throw 50
that's
Gs
annual interest rate. I need.
What do you want?
I need monthly. I guess you could.
I could put it monthly.
All right, fine.
So what's your monthly interest rate?
20%.
20%. So I'll put that at 240. Right there you go.
And 300,000 to start.
How often does it compound?
Monthly.
No, weekly. Just put weekly because daily doesn't work. Because of the Saturday and Sunday.
You're not going to make any payments.
No payment.
Start date how long,
You gotta change the
Interest.
principal amount at the
He
top.
just, he's creating an example.
so the principal, how much you want to put the principal? How much
Three
you put
hundred
in?
thousand to start. 300.
300,000
There you go. Boom.
at 240% annual interest.
Compounded
Compounded
weekly.
weekly.
Yeah,
All right, there's your bar chart.
yeah. Look at the number after 1 year. What are you at? What is it?
That number is in the big numbers. That's millions, that's billions, that's trillions, that's
Wait a
quadrillions.
second. That can't be right. 300,000
That can't
and
be right.
200. That's not. Something's wrong.
That's
I
a,
think I think I
per
saw it
payment
ends up being
period.
like 3 million.
let's
3
see,
million.
hold on. Compound interest, 240,000, 10 years. That's 10 years of
No,
growth.
because you put annual interest, you have.
Oh, 10
like-
years of growth. I just said 1 year of growth. Sorry.
There you go.
That's the difference. All right, now see what it says. Yeah, there you go.
There it
So
is.
that's not
Straight up.
bad. Take
It
300,000.
just happens to be an exact 45-degree angle.
Look
Up
at
and to the
that.
right. That's what it's supposed to look like, isn't it, Mitch?
It's so perfect.
Isn't that cool?
Yup.
So if you took 300,000 now, and if you could find that investment, you'd end up in February of next year with $3 million. I love that.
So I spend more of my time looking at this number. I look at 12,
Yeah, that's fair.
I
What
look
does
at
that end up
12.
being?
and then I add 50,000 a year. Like this is,
Oh yeah.
like I do a annual payment. Let's see, annual payment. And I put 10 years. Let's see, if you want to start with 300,000, you can start with 300,000. But like,
Yeah, whatever.
this is better than the stuff they tell you in the stock market,
Yeah, right.
right?
That's
and this is
awesome.
compounding, but if you compounded it, like biannually,
Okay.
yeah, biannually. So like, 6-month contracts like we do with our lending,
Mhm.
it goes up just a little bit more,
Wow.
So it's
Yeah.
like this, there's this
That's a nice
sweet
curve, too.
curve on it.
Yeah.
So like I'm really diving into lending and saying I like this. And so you lend with $1 million because that's a little closer to home for us. In 10 years, you're talking
There's
about
no way
having
to
4
put
million.
points on this. There's no points on this thing. Well, I guess
Right. It doesn't include any
adding
points. So
extra.
let me slap that up to, what do you want to call it, 2 points? You want to call it 4 points?
Yeah, I guess so. 2 points. Just say
Yeah, let's do
14.
2 points,
16. All right, fine.
There we go. So, just adding 2 points on every transaction, throws
10
an extra
years, though.
800,000 over 10 years.
Nice.
Maybe 5 years, right? I'm
Or
still
you
okay
could,
with it.
or you could do infinite banking.
Don't even go there with me. What are you gonna do with infinite banking, Mike?
Nothing. I guess what it was, wasn't it Neil who told us?
He
McDermott
likes his
was-
6% he gets. Yes.
And Ryan McDermott, I feel, but wasn't there a part of it that you could take the money, you put the money in, you take the money back out, and now it's tax free, so you can go use it? Just
Yeah.
say you
'cause
put
it's a loan.
100,000 in, then they take their premium, but they give you back, say 92,000, and you can go invest that, but now you don't pay any taxes on it. That was the.
Yeah, but you also can't take the money from it. Like, oh no, because it's a loan. Yeah, it's a loan. You're not paying taxes on the money you're
Right,
using.
it's a loan.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Exactly.
loan.
The infinite
But you're still
banking is
gonna pay
awesome.
taxes on
Problem is
anything
you
you
just gotta
earn.
get that big nut going.
Yeah, it only works for people who are sitting on cash. Right? The infinite banking system only works if you're sitting on cash and have no investment to roll it into right away. Then it's like, okay, you're better off sitting it over
Think-
there.
Well,
And
answer
then-
this,
yeah.
answer this one, because Brenda says what concerns her is that they expect you to pay the premium every year. So if you
Right.
do like 100,000,
I
it
can't
means
stand
every
that.
year you got to put 100,000 in.
Correct.
So
Ask your dad about that, right? You told us you're the one who told
yeah,
us the
he was
story about
he
your
was like
dad
$1
and that
million
premium.
every year, and after year 2, he said, "Fuck this."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
I don't know, because from what I know about it, and the guy I know that does it, like you start the policy, you overfund the policy early on, but you do that for like 5 years. But then after that, you're not like throwing 100,000 in every year.
Yeah, I think it was
You're
10
over
years.
5
overfunding to
years
build
of
up that
overfunding.
10
nut that
years.
you can
Policy.
borrow against.
We've got to have Ryan McDermott on here to answer all these questions.
Yeah, we're gonna roast because you know how it goes, right?
I'm
Isn't
down.
they roasting a financial
Yeah.
advisor?
Bring them on.
you and I have never had one of those calls where the financial advisor at the end didn't get roasted.
Well, I
Thursday,
will
2
tell you,
o'clock, new time.
I met a guy at the mastermind who does that, and his was the clearest explanation. And I got to take Ryan McDermott out of that equation of the clearest, because I've never actually sat with Ryan.
I've never sat with Ryan and talked
Ryan
about
either.
affiliate banking either.
So
Because I like
Ian,
him. I just don't want. I don't
Ryan-
ever want to change our relationship.
Ryan would probably be as clear as this guy was, but it was the first time that I was like, and the only thing, Brenda was in the room too, and she said she just didn't like pay the premium every single year. That was,
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe next year you have some other opportunity,
That's my
The
point.
biggest problem with it.
That's my point. It locks you in for too long of a period without a unrealistic return to justify that. 6%. I can't get excited. Like don't lock my money up for 6%. When I got REITs that don't lock my money up and they're giving me 16%.
You're not locking your money up for 6%.
You're not locking money
to
because
use it tax free.
no, you get it back tax free. So 100,000.
Not that beginning part. That initial, every time you pay that premium, they keep that premium. They keep that little juice.
Yeah, but that's only like $8,000. So if you give 100,000, you get 92,000 back. That is now tax free.
How far have we come? Where we're like, that's only $8,000.
And no, but wait,
$5,000.
and
I'm with you on
still have
that.
a death benefit. You have death benefit even if you spend all the money and never pay that loan back.
Here's my thing. Like, I have set whoever is in my life up
Need Ryan
so well that the day I die, it's like you're already all set. Like it's all good. Like
I totally agree. I agree with that.
Like there is income that comes in no matter what, like for life. Like the only thing I got to figure out is like, how do you make your kids like not know about that? Like have them like go build
Cat's
their
out of
lives.
the bag. Cat's out of the bag for me. So don't ask me that question. They're all like, "You're a money magnet. We'll be fine." I'm
Wow.
like, really?
No.
All
So,
right.
like, that's the thing. I want my kids to never see any of my social media, like so that way,
Good luck.
when they grow up, they're like, Dad said we can't afford that. That's how I was programmed. It worked out for me.
I like the
Listen.
Shaq thing. I've been
Exactly like
using
Shaq
thing.
said.
I said, I got money. You don't.
We're
Didn't
not
fly-
rich.
it-
I'm
Mitch,
rich.
Mitch, it didn't work as well with my kids. They're like, "Fuck
Yeah,
that."
then it goes to mindset, right? You don't want to be like, you don't have money, right? I want to be like,
right.
you got the ability to go get money. Go get it. I'm here for you. I'm supporting you from
Exactly.
behind, from way back here.
Come on.
Yo,
All right, I wanted to
Give
give you time. I wanted to give you time to go prepare
Yeah,
for.
I'm gonna get ready for Be the Bank. So, with that being said, Mike, bring us out of
Wait,
here, brother.
Mitch. That means sneak out and go get a taco from Taco Bell. when we
Needs
say
enough
we're
time. Look,
ready.
it's cutting it close. 20 minutes to get to Taco Bell and back. I can barely do that.
He
Taco
can
Bell's
do
14
it.
minutes away from here, so Taco Bell is not an option.
We ruined
Grubhub.
it.
Grubhub,
It would have been
$30
had we got
taco.
off 10 minutes ago. It's all good.
All right. See you guys in 20 minutes. I don't know if you're gonna.
Yeah,
be there.
Mike, what's the point? Why are we going to Be the Bank?
Oh yeah, Mitch. What's the point?
As the bank, you organize and collect.
Yeah, and then
How do we do it, Mike?
That leads you. Organizing, collecting leads you to massive income from passive income.
Indeed.
Because the point is not to work, it's to generate income.
Generate
Cheers to
income.
your success. When you have a choice.
Always work
always
with the
work with the
best, the best, the best, the best.